This is a crab eater seal. But look at those teeth. You wonder if that's the real teeth? Or they look like they've been worked, but maybe not. Here is the leopard seal. A little bit. They're so heavily worn you can't tell from now. This is the elephant seal, but I think it may be a walrus. This, I think, is the sea lion of one hair, which may mean one pelt or one layer of hair. This is the sea lion of dos pelos, or two hairs. I think maybe it means there's an underlying hair, but I would think all of them had it. And this is that lobo marino de un pelo, one hair, but look at those teeth. Almost conical with that curious ridge. Maybe that was where the gum line was. This is dos pelos, and it has the same attribute in the teeth. This is a diorama of un pelo. Nice setting. This is the female. Haven't seen either of those. I have seen one of these ringed kingfishers. I wonder if it's larger than our kingfishers. This I rather suspect I've seen. Just didn't know what it was called. The red-backed hawk. Get a little hint of the red there, but you can't see the extent of it. That's the female. It's a lighter red than the first bird. This is the rufous, or red-tailed hawk. So damn many lights you can't see it. But anyway, this is the black-chested buzzard eagle. These we did see in El Calafate. Big bird. But the black chest is very definitive, and the size. This is the crested caracara. I'm thinking that most of these birds, and I think it's true, unless the museums are very sophisticated, all the colors are really washed out into the browns and blacks and beiges. And the kestrels I have seen down here. A very distorted image because of the way it's laid out here, the glass and the lights. Ironical, the ermine-like collar on the old buzzard neck. This is the juvenile. And the turkey vulture, very much known in the Americas, North America. The familiar turkey vulture. The black-necked swan, which I've seen a goodly number of at a distance. And the swan that I've seen at a distance. I mean the flamingo. And the flamingo I've seen at a great distance. It's interesting to look at its the flamingo's jointed leg. This buff-necked ibis can be seen in front and back yards and on hotel lawns as well as elsewhere. This black-crowned night heron is pretty. I think we have something similar to it. I'm not sure what it is. It might be the little green heron or the little blue heron. I haven't seen the great grebe, which is what this one is. I have seen what I think is a long or white-necked or long-necked grebe. This little 77 looks like the least grebe that we're used to. White-tufted grebe. It's called a white-tufted grebe, but I think it's the least grebe that we're used to in the States. This is the upland goose, of which I saw many on my day hike in El Calafate in the national park. It's the Female to the left, male to the right. Cinnamon teal, which I don't think I've seen here. These are the kelp goose, which I don't think I've seen. This is the bow figure, if you will, of the Duchess of Albany, an English ship that sunk here in 1883. You would think there would have been an antique collector's art form, if you will. Just like people collected carousel figures. This would have been much more rare. This was the figurehead from the ship Sarmiento. It sunk in 1906. But the figurehead was not reclaimed until, I think, the 60s. It was sunk just going down the Beagle Channel out of Ushuaia because of high winds, stormy conditions, and a snowstorm to boot. Duchess of Albany. Look at how small and fine these points are. But then these are the thin, slim arrows that were used. In this kind of novel, and that you could polish the arrow. I think that's the arrow shaft. These last few pictures are of the Arco-Selkman people. Notice here they had some kind of a, looked like a defensive shield that they wore. Of course, if you're fighting or hunting bear ass, I suppose anything that gives protection feels comforting. But can you just imagine the intuitive skill of these hunters? This tribe, I don't know where it was located, but greater apparent use of animal hides, probably Wanako. Look at the pretty faces of the women. It's interesting if you can subtract the markings that define them as the people they are. Their faces would be very normal to us. A little bit more Latino, the lips on the woman a little negroid, but friendly, comfortable, compassionate. But I wonder if these were the violent tribes that the first explorers encountered. Ceremonial markings. So just some examples of harpoons. Imagine the skills required to make these and then to use them. Imagine how the users of these different ones envisioned that these different designs had very specific benefits to them. Interesting, the fishing system here, the line, the weight, Can't see what that thing at the bottom is, why it doesn't appear to be a hook. Maybe it is. Maybe they lassoed the fish. And some actual harpoon points. Look at how small and dainty is that bottom one there. And these. That stiletto one on the left. Did they serve different functions? These are coin molds used during the gold rush period in this area. Some kind of laboratory. Some little dinky coins. And what looks like my old marlin lever action. This is a host maker of one of the early missionaries. Story of irony. The Monte Cervantes was in Ushuaia, dropped passengers off for the day to hang around town, 1,500 of them in a population of 600 or 800 plus. Took off the next, later in the day with their full passengers, and the boat grounded itself, or was grounded. Passengers were astounded and removed. The next day the captain went out to survey the damage and grab documents, and was in his cabin at the time the ship actually sunk. He was the only death related to the sinking. Final resting place of the Sarmiento. This is the building that we're currently in that houses the museum. It was built as private residence by the former governor by using men confined at the Presidio. By that I think they mean prisoners. It was then later used as a bank by the Bank de la Nación Argentina. These are some pieces of artwork or work made by prisoners. This is a very pretty looking lathed bank in the form of a goblet. You can see the little slot at the top. Stove made by one of the prisoners. Pen holders. Elaborate book. Or sewing basket is what it is. And a cigarette box. Here a dugout. I don't know who used it or for what, but it looks like it would have had a rudder on it, and it has a keel on it.